give me an hour. So after an hour, I woke up and I told her, I've been offered a CEO job. We have things like the Big Four. How is technology plugging into that and who's telling that story? We have things that have been here forever, tourism. How is technology and tourism working together? How is agriculture and technology working together? You know what I'm saying? How are we supporting our startups? When you're a CEO, there's so many responsibilities that lie with you. Remember, I had come from a company that was a corporate, multinational corporate, and all I had to do was spend money because I was head of marketing. I cannot lie to you, initially it was hard, but with time, I am here today, and I love what I do. I love it. My name is Laura Chite, and I'm the CEO of CIO East Africa. CIO East Africa is a company that focuses on technology and businesses. We connect technology to businesses to fix their business problems and increase productivity, increase profits, and to be able to reach their customers. And this is both from a corporate and a public sector perspective. This is the boss lady.
I meet up with one Laura Chite, a woman whose challenges have pushed her to where she is. The conversations are constantly ongoing even before the interview, and I couldn't help but feel like we're two peas in a pod. She lets me in on her life journey, her passion on mental health and technology. We sit down for our interview, but first, here's what you need to know about this formidable woman. Laura Chite holds a Bachelor of Arts in Economics and Sociology from Egerton University, Kenya. She's very passionate about technology, and she has over 20 years of working experience in the IT industry, ranging from human resource to public relations, events management to sales and marketing. Laura is currently the CEO of CIO East Africa, where she is responsible for driving company's transformation. She organizes focused top-tier corporate roundtables as well as quarterly summits inclined to sharing insights on the new disruptive technologies ranging from big data, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, cybersecurity, fintech and Internet of Things, among others. As a champion of corporate networking on matters digital transformation, she has made immense contributions in the sector. Through the annual CIO 100 survey, she oversees the evaluation of entities impacting communities as they embrace technology as an enabler. Laura has from time to time been co-opted to adjudicate various regional awards in Africa, among them being the Thomson Reuters recently rebranded Refinitiv Customer Excellence Awards. She has as well delivered inspiring keynotes since being the founder and member of Innovation, a woman in technology platform organized by Communication Ultimate, the publishers of CIO East Africa. Laura joined CIO East Africa from Microsoft, where she was the marketing and communications lead for Microsoft in East Africa. While at Microsoft, her hands were on the deck as she in detail built the corporate brand at a local level. One of her biggest wins was taking a focused lead in the launch of Microsoft for Africa, an initiative that positively impacting on people's lives. Among the top applications which she oversaw their launches in Kenya are Windows 10, Office 365 and Azure, which have since positioned Microsoft as the leading cloud company for enterprise organizations and developers who are hosting in the cloud. Let's shift gears to the history of women in technology. The history of women in technology is as complex as the field itself. During the 19th century, there was the opening of many colleges for women in the mid-1800s. A number of them offered courses in the sciences. This provided a catalyst for the women interested in pursuing a career in science and technology. However, technical opportunities for women were greatly limited during this time. According to the University of London Institute of Education, female faculty members were forced to resign if they decided to get married, making it difficult for women to maintain and grow a presence in the world of science. Many left their mark in the field regardless of these obstacles. Ada Lovelace is one example. This mathematician worked with Charles Babbage on this analytical engine, and due to the machine algorithm in her notes from 1842, is credited by some as the world's first conceptual computer programmer. Despite the rise of the suffragettes in the early 20th century, women in math and science continue to face the spinster stigma. However, that didn't stop many, such as Great Hammond, from making sufficient contributions to their fields. With World War II came two factors that will bring an enormous influx of technical opportunities for women: the draft and the urgent need for advancements in technology. Several hundred women worked as engineers and technicians on the Manhattan Project, though due to the secrecy of the project, many of their contributions to science and technology, as well as those of their male counterparts, would go unrecognized until after the war. Women are among the first computer programmers in the 1940s. In fact, they were often referred to as calculators or computers themselves. Technology and Culture, Volume 40, Number 3. Grace Murray Hooper, on the Harvard Mark I computer programmers in 1944, designed a program that calculated the coefficients of the tangent series and described herself as the third programmer on the world's first large-scale digital computer. Hooper is also credited with introducing the phrase debugging into tech vernacular when she discovered a dead moth in a computer and taped it into a logbook with the note, "First actual case of a bug being found." At the start of the 21st century, the number of women earning degrees in the sciences was increasing in all areas except one: computer science. This gender gap is due in part to historical failure to recognize many women's contributions to science, as well as the comparative lack of female role models in top universities and the tech industry in general. For women seeking a career in technology, there are currently plenty of opportunities with role models like the Facebook COO, Sheryl Sandberg, and IBM CEO Virginia Rometty, among many others. Before we get to the sit-down, here's some of the things you didn't know about Laura Chite.
CIO is a company that that creates opportunities, that builds platforms, that connects technology to business. If I have to put it as simply as possible. So here is a business, and the business needs to grow. They need technology as a partner to grow the business. And that's where CIO comes in. So we create this environment where we have technology solution providers, as I call them, okay? And then you have businesses, when I say business, I mean public sector, government, corporates, small businesses, startups. Today, there's no business that can go anywhere without technology. So we create that environment where they can connect, okay? And when they connect, you find what you're looking for from a business perspective. So technology is no longer about those guys come in, they fix your computer, they are sitting somewhere with long cables. That's not what...
overalls.
And overalls, that's not what it is anymore.
Yeah.
Anybody who's running a business should realize that technology is a partner and it's a strategic partner. So how do you take advantage of that? From the moment you go and register your business, and if you think about it, nowadays we're doing everything online.
Yeah.
To do your application for your passport is e-citizen,
Yeah.
you know. So government is using technology to deliver services to the people, which is faster, and it can scale. You get, because instead of employing 200,000 people to now go to all sorts of trading centers, whatever, to register people for passports, use technology.
Yeah.
And those 200,000 people can be repurposed to do other things that will enhance services to the citizen or improve the economy.
Yeah.
So we must always remember that technology is an aspect of all our lives, you know. So this is what CIO does. So we do this through several ways. We have technology summits, like the one we have coming up
in the next few days.
In the next few days.
Oh, yeah.
And then we also do an awards ceremony at that technology summit where we recognize the top 100 companies that have used technology to improve their businesses, to enhance their businesses, to deliver services to their customers and to the citizens, you know. So we have that coming up in the next couple of days. Through the year, we also run other summits that are focused on specific technology solutions. That's what we've been doing for the last couple of years. And by the way, CIO has been there for the last 10 years.
10 years, yes.
So that's what we've been doing for the last couple of years. But next year, we're changing our strategy because we've realized specific industries require specific technology solutions. So we're going to start focusing on insurance, on banks, on manufacturing, on education, hospitality, media, yes. So that whatever technology discussion we are having with a specific vertical, we are answering your direct questions, okay? So that's one thing we do, the summits. The other thing we do is our magazine. Yeah, and that's a way for us to just push out content to our audience and talk to our audience around the latest things that are happening. The content in our magazine is always about, Shaban, what are you doing from a business technology perspective in your company that I can learn? You get? Because today, if anybody wants to implement a certain technology, I want to be able to walk into Shaban Limited enterprise and say, Shaban, I'm having this problem. Can you show me how you have fixed it in your environment? Then I learn from you. And now you can be able to also talk to me about your challenges and all that. So we try to create a peer-to-peer network where people can talk about, you know, what they're doing in their different companies. So that's what we do in our magazine and online.
I had to cut you short. Right there on Shaban Limited, from her mouth to God's ears. Amen.
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 It's going to happen. Let's talk about this in the next 12 months. I'm giving you 12 months, 2020, January to December. And I will come back and ask you.
Where is the limited?
Yes, where is the limited? I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, and then we do research. We have a lot of technology companies. Our clients are across the globe. We have a lot of technology companies that want to come into Africa. Remember, we're the Silicon Savannah. Kenya is the Silicon Savannah. So we have a lot of things happening from a technology perspective. So all these companies want to come into Kenya and East Africa because we're an East African company. So what do? We help them research and understand the market before they come in, so they're able to come in with the right product into this market. The other thing we do is, of course, digital marketing. All these companies, you know, for reach, how do you market your product across the globe? You know, so we support them from a digital marketing perspective, okay? And then we do customized events. And when I talk about customized events, I'm like, okay, Shaban Limited will come and say, I want to talk to 40 heads of IT in financial services. How can you help me? So we come up with a program for you around that. So we try to do an end-to-end campaign for our customers, be it end users and be it technology. But the thing that I must bring up here is the Women in Tech program that we have started. So this is a very interesting thing. I'm very passionate about technology. And remember I said I'm also very passionate about my friends. Yes, I have a mix of friends, guys and chicks, but I'm also very passionate about seeing my fellow women growing in their careers. Because I've been in the technology world for many years, a lot of my friends are in the tech space, the ladies and the guys. Now, when I started this job, I did not realize that so many women are struggling with growing in their careers from a technology perspective. Yes, so I try to look...
But Laura, it's always been a dude thing.
This is the thing.
Yeah, it's always been a good thing. So,
But can you imagine the women are there? You think about it. How many STEM programs are running today in schools across Africa? All these international companies are funding STEM programs. What happens to those girls when they are done with school? Where are they? Why are they not in the employment space? Yeah. So I started investigating. When I started this job, I tried to look across and I noticed there are less than 5 women in senior roles in technology. That was 2.5 years ago. And I said, there's a problem. There's a problem.
This is across the whole of East Africa?
Yes. And I'm talking about companies that consume technology, not the ones that sell technology. The ones that sell technology have them, but the ones that consume technology,
They're missing in action.
they're missing in action. So I started finding out what the issue is. 3 things I found out. 1, women do not invest in their soft skills to grow their careers. Because you see, culturally and naturally, we are told to be submissive to men. Okay? So you may be sitting in a meeting where there are men and you really don't express yourself.
You don't voice.
You don't voice. And you may have a fantastic idea. So how do we help you to be able to voice your great ideas comfortably, you know, without feeling you're crossing a certain line? So that was number 1, soft skills. Around how you express yourself, how you voice. If you're sitting in a boardroom, how do you present that so that people listen, you know? Number 2, networking. Women are shy.
Naturally.
Naturally. We're used to being, remember this saying, behind every successful man, there's a woman? Because we push our men, so we are chilling in the background. So how do we get women to start networking amongst themselves so that we pull each other up, okay? So that if you and I network, you see, like now, I've made you, automatically I've become your accountability partner without you knowing.
Exactly.
Because in the next 12 months, I'm going to ask you, where's Shaban Enterprises?
Yeah.
You know? And this is how we should be looking out for each other. So how do you create this environment where women network and engage and are able to exchange ideas, discuss challenges and things like that, okay? Finally, mentorship. From a technology perspective, it's very difficult to find women in tech mentoring women in tech. So we're trying to build a program where we are holding each other. So maybe a high school graduate comes into the technology space, okay? So she comes into the technology space. Maybe a middle management person can mentor her.
Yeah.
Then the middle management is being mentored by senior management.
Yeah.
So we continue holding each other's hands as we keep growing. Yeah, it's a chain. So the program is called Hanovation. I launched it with 4 ladies and 2 gentlemen, okay? And basically, we've been trying to run this program for the last 1 year. We launched it a year ago. The year before that, we had been thinking about how do we make this program work? What are the things that will make a difference? And we try to keep it as simple as possible, okay? And we've been able to achieve several things. One of the things we've done is partnered with Toastmasters. And you know, Toastmasters coaches people on public speaking. Yeah. So we have our first cohort of Toastmasters graduates coming to speak to us in Naivasha tomorrow and just talk about the experience. We've been able to have networking opportunities. The truth of the matter is we've had a big problem, which is what we never realized, with funding and partners, because everybody is asking, what have you done? People want to see what you've done before they invest in you. So at least in the last 1 year, we've done things. Now we can comfortably go out in the market and say, this is what Hanovation has been able to do.
All right, and you have such amazing projects going on at the CIO. CIO has been around for 10 years. When did you join?
I joined CIO 2.5 years ago.
2.5 years ago,
yeah.
Wow, where were you before that?
I was at Microsoft for many years.
For enough years, yeah?
For enough years.
Still in the technology department?
Yes, Microsoft is a technology company, software company, and I was in the sales and marketing department.